Okay, I'm just going to share my screen here, and then we are going to go into our quantum manifestation. Alrighty. And you let me know if anything comes up to where you can't see anything, but here we are. Okay, welcome everyone. I know that there are a lot of you that were unable to join due to this the link not being discoverable. I really apologize for that. I did send in an extra email to send the link again outside of the system that I was using that blocked it in the first place. So if you did not receive it, I apologize, but it's okay because you are still going to receive the recording and everything, and we'll get to it. You will get the information no matter what, okay? So welcome to your quantum manifestation. I am Jade, and I am here to share with you how to actually manifest using a method and something that is rooted in science, which I think is really important in this manifestation era and everyone coming out with all this information about manifestation. It's really great to root it into something that is practical, and it's really not just as simple as writing down an affirmation. There's so much more to it, and once we understand the depth of what manifestation is, then we can actually apply a method that is going to work. And I have personally used this method and this teachings, I guess you can say, for years. It's been, I don't know, maybe 3 years that I've actually put an intention into the practice. And I have seen instant manifestations. I have seen manifestations that I planted years ago come into fruition now. And it's not a question of if it is believable anymore. I think that we are at a point, and I hope that we can be at a point where we understand that manifestation is the product of energy and frequency, which I will get into, but it is happening whether or not we believe it. So let's dive into that. So, as I said, I'm Jade, and this is some of the things that I've manifested. I just put two on here so you can see. But this is a visualization on the left side here was a dome that I had visualized on my Pinterest board. And here's me a month ago living that visualization. And that was like maybe a month. I didn't even think the hot tub was going to be a part of it. I was just really manifesting the dome, and the hot tub was a byproduct of this manifestation that included in it. So it's really cool to see how your manifestations will materialize in the physical world. And here's me in a hot tub with a mirror dome. And there's actually two more domes on this property that I was staying in. And the best part was is that I was able to do this entire trip free. So that was something that was included in my manifestation when I was focusing on the dome. So that's one thing that I've manifested among many other. And my best manifestation so far has been my partner, my fiance, and I really just came from an interesting line of choices with my partners and such. And I was really focusing on manifesting a really loving, genuine relationship. And honestly, it did not take me long. I would say from me actually putting in intention into the manifestation rather than being loosely like, oh, I would love a relationship, or I really, yeah, I don't want to be single anymore, or something really loose. When I was actually putting in my intention into manifesting my relationship, it came very quickly, actually shockingly quickly. I was like, oh, yes, I am ready for this. So, those are just two things that I manifested among. I could go on and talk about this. And I have helped and assisted with many other people gathering their manifestations from this particular method that I'm going to teach, including one person who applied this method and they manifested their dream partner in 1 month, 30 days after using this method. So, what is manifestation? Let's start there. It is not witchcraft and it is not woo-woo. Surprise. It is magic, I will say. It's a little bit hint of magic, but it's also not simply wishing for something to happen really, really, really bad. And as I said in the beginning, it is happening 24/7, whether we believe in it or not, because it is rooted in science and it is beyond just this mystical, magical idea of, oh, if I think about something, it's going to come into fruition. Personally, I believe that we have coined manifestation to be this taboo, witchcrafty, woo-woo thing that only certain people believe in. But because people don't want to know our own creation. They don't want to know that we have the power. The power is within us. And that's what manifestation is. I believe that it's actually an empowerment of taking your power back and realizing I have a say in this life and I have a say in my own life. And this is the whole mindset of shifting from victim of your circumstances into creator of your reality, which is the most powerful transformation you can make in your mindset, from being the victim of your circumstances to understanding that you can change your external world by changing your internal world. And this is what manifestation can allow you to do, is to change your reality. But it is rooted in science, which is something so important to share with everyone. And there is a method to it. It is not just a woo-woo idea and concept. This is the facts. Okay. There was a question I actually got that was like, someone asked me, "Is this real?" was their only question that they put in the email. So I hope that this shows you that it is real, and I can think of hundreds and thousands of manifestation testimonials, but I will show you it is real. I will teach you why it is real. So here's what we know about manifestation. Everything is energy, everything. And physics shows us that at the smallest level, reality is made of vibrating energy fields, not solid matter. Now, I may say some things in this that is going to provoke questions in the sense of what you think you know, and that is good. In order for us to get into a space where we can open ourselves up into new reality and take our power back, you must challenge your belief systems right here, right now, and manifestation will do that. So what I am saying is that we do not live in a world full of stuff. We live in a world of empty space. And this is what that means. And you might be thinking, well, Jade, this is what I thought when I first learned about this idea. I thought, okay, so is a house a house? What does that mean? Well, I broke it down for you. So we have a house, right? And if you were to break down that house, you would realize that it's all atoms. And if you were to break down those atoms, you would realize it's subatomic particles, which is the essence of everything in our universe. Everything is made up of subatomic particles. And within those subatomic particles is 99.999999999% empty space and 0.0000001% matter. So what that means is that the empty space, this energy, is compressed energy that then forms the physical object. I know, mind blowing. That one is a little bit of a hard one to get the grasp on and concept of, but this is physics. This is the quantum field physics. And we used to believe that there was one way to life. You know, we used to believe that this was a very, very mechanical world and nothing was up to possibility. People used to believe that this world was mathematical equations and that's it. But we now know that that's not true because we have this quantum field theory, which expresses that these protons, neutrons, electrons, at the root of it, they're just existing in fields of energy. And it isn't until they become compressed with information, they have to be informed of what to do and where to go and what to be compressed into. And that is a huge mind-blowing perspective on life because that means that everything is energy. We are all energy. And this energy that creates this cup, for example, which is compressed energy into matter, is the same energy that we are. Now, once you accept that everything is energy, everything is vibrating, and within this vibration of these energetic particles that are waiting to be informed of what to do and where to go, you realize that the empty space is not empty space at all. It is filled with possibility, which I will get into. I know that that is a wild concept for those who just joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's very interesting. So the house, going back to this house idea, it's real. But at its core, if you were to take a very, very, very small microdose, microscope, microdose would show you that too, microscope, and dive into the actual components of what a house is, what a brick is, what wood is, what concrete is, what any of these materials that we use on Earth, anything on Earth, you would realize that at its foundational core, it is simply just subatomic particles, protons, neutrons, electrons, that are vibrating in a field of energy. And this field of energy is filled with possibility, waiting to be essentially programmed with information, because that's what frequency is. It holds information. So it's waiting to be programmed with information to manifest as physical matter, to show up as this cup, to show up as this phone, to show up as this shirt. It's waiting to be programmed to show up as that. So that means that we just moved from everything is predictable, everything is what we think it is, into a space where what we know and what we think we know goes out the window. And everything is energy, and everything is vibration, and everything is possibility. And to sum all of that up, that means that we are the exact same energy field that exists in the universe. We are not separate from the universe. We are a subatomic particle of the universe. And that is a very, very powerful thing to acknowledge. We used to think that, one more thing, we used to think that there was this, there is a divine intelligence to Earth. There is, for sure. There's a lot of things we cannot explain with science. There's a lot of things we can't ever know the answers to necessarily. But we used to give our power away and think that we don't have any free will, or we don't have much going on because we were just planted here and all the power gets taken outside of us because we think that we're separate from the universe and this divine intelligence, but we aren't. We are the exact same makeup. And that means that we can affect and influence our kind, which is energy, aka the entire essence of this universe. I know, it's a wild one, but welcome to being delusional and at the same time in the complete honor of what is going on in this world. Okay, so what is this empty space that I'm talking about? As I said, it is 99.9999999% empty space. All of that empty space is actually possibility. It's the quantum field. And as you know, this is the quantum manifestation method because it's rooted in understanding that the quantum field is where you need to manifest from. This is where all things come down into physical reality. So the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists all around us at all times in waveform or frequency. And these waveforms carry the information that is then slowed down and compressed to form the matter that we can see, touch, and feel in our 3D world. So, with knowing that this beautiful possibilities exist, this means that all of your realities, everything that you could possibly imagine and think of, is a possibility in the quantum field, yet to be connected with, yet to be influenced with, yet to be imprinted with information and knowledge to suggest where it can and how it can manifest in your reality. Okay, so we have the ability to influence this empty space before it condenses into our reality, because every single thing has an energetic field to it, which we will get to. But to simplify these ideas, because they are far out, I understand that, but this is reality. To simplify this idea, you can think of this beautiful pond that I show right here. This pond looks still, right? It looks completely still. And you might even say stagnant. Now, first of all, underneath it is life. It's moving. It's constantly moving. It just looks still on the surface level. It looks empty. But if we were to drop a pebble into this pond, it would ripple. And this is essentially what you are doing with your thoughts, your emotions, your presence, your awareness into the quantum field. The quantum field is this still pond that looks empty. But when you drop a pebble in it, when you influence it, it ripples. And that is going to just expand out and continuously expand. So that is the possibility, the potential with the quantum field that we are working with. So anything and everything, I want to highlight this, anything and everything that you can think of, you can have as a potential, because if you couldn't think it, then it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't be a possibility. So this empty space is not empty at all. It actually holds everything and all of our potentials, which is so cool. So cool. Okay, moving on. How do we, if you have any questions, just drop them. Okay, how do we communicate with the quantum field? So you can think of the quantum field and the universe as a mirror. And I'm sure you've heard that before. But what does that actually mean? Well, we interact with the quantum field in the sense of anything that we think and we feel is sending out a energetic frequency, a broadcasted frequency out into the quantum field that is being bounced back to us. So there's something called brain and heart coherence, which we will get into, but this is just a little intro, and I will teach you how to get into brain and heart coherence, because that is one of the most important aspects of everything. But your thoughts and your emotions are frequency waves. They're information. They're holding information. And that information is being sent into the quantum field. And those subatomic particles, those electrons, protons, neutrons, are waiting to receive your information, your frequency. And that is being bounced back to you, sent to you. It's magic. I know. It's cool. Okay, so the brain waves and your heart signals, the signals that your brain and your heart send, they broadcast energy. And the quantum field doesn't respond to, thankfully, all thoughts. Thankfully, right? We have 65,000 thoughts a day. 90% of them repetitive, 80% of them negative. Imagine if the quantum field responded to all of our thoughts. Like, thank God, we actually have a little bit of a protection mechanism built into us that doesn't allow that. So it's only when we are in a signal, a coherent signal between the thought and the feeling, that is when it actually gets broadcasted and read, because it's a very strong signal. So I did a thought here. For example, I will receive $500 tomorrow. But if you don't feel abundant, if you don't feel like you are going to receive that $500 tomorrow, if you don't believe, if you don't elevate into a feeling that is going to send that signal, if there's no coherence between the two of them, then that signal isn't going to send. It's just going to be lost in transmission. So if you flip that, I will receive $500 tomorrow, and you feel that abundance and you feel that gratitude of receiving that $500 tomorrow, that signal is going to be broadcasted out and sent back to you because it's hearing it. It's on the receiving end. Okay, so we are actually creating with the quantum field, and it's sending us its response all the time. That's why I mean when I say this isn't something that's like questionable to believe in anymore. We understand that our thoughts and emotions are a frequency, and that frequency holds information. That information is being sent to the quantum field. The quantum field is bouncing it back. And it does not discriminate, right? It just feels, it just responds to the signal of what it is. The stronger the signal, the stronger it will be read. So the same goes if you are thinking lack and you feel lack. It won't discriminate and be like, oh, that's a bad thought. I'm not going to send that back because they probably don't need that. I should focus on all their positive thoughts. No, it's going to send it right back. So that's why we must become super aware of our thoughts and our emotions and our state of being, right? Now, I could go very much into this whole quantum field in the sense of thoughts and emotions and how to reprogram your thoughts, but that's for a different that's for a different masterclass. Okay? Because that is a huge aspect of it. And I did get a question that said, how can I control my thoughts when they are negative or when they're in limiting beliefs? Now, that is a big topic, and it is very important to control your thoughts and be aware of your thoughts because that is broadcasting, as we know, frequencies and emotions, but that is for a different masterclass. Okay? So all you need to know is that through our thoughts and our emotions, we are broadcasting signals. But the moment that our thoughts and our emotions align, that's the strongest signal you can put out to the universe, and this mirror is going to bounce it right back to you. Okay? So, why does coherence matter? I hope you appreciate my humor. I put this funny thing. Okay? Why does coherence matter? Well, look at this text message, right? If you have an incoherent and mixed signals, you're not going to get the right message across. Pick me up. Are you French? Because I fell for you. I meant with your car. I like that one. It was funny. Okay, so when your thoughts and feelings don't match, like this text message conversation we can see here on the right, the signal is incoherent. The field receives mixed messages. When your thoughts and feelings align, the signal becomes clear and powerful. The field will listen and mirror that back to you. So simply put, coherence equals magnetism. And I think that this is a huge aspect of manifestation that no one is talking about. It is something that is so important because we just think. We just use our brain, but our heart is the first brain. It sends more messages to the brain than the brain does the heart. So when people say, listen to your heart and follow your heart, what it really means is to create coherence between your thinking brain and your feeling brain and align those frequencies and tune in. And then from there is a place where you manifest from. So important. Okay, so it's very important to be in coherence so that we can communicate directly with this field and influence energy, send the information that we want with clear signal so it doesn't get missed, doesn't get mixed up. And then that is what is going to be sent to us back. And that is what is going to allow that compression of energy and that slowing down of energy into the physical world to manifest as matter, to manifest as experiences, to manifest as people, to manifest as things, to manifest as opportunities, to manifest as possibility in our life. All right, we made it. I know this is a lot, so if you have any questions, please drop them and I will cover them. But again, for those who are just joining in, we do have an FAQ at the end of this. We are flying through this, so it's time to learn the quantum manifestation formula, which is what you are probably all here for. Okay, number one, as I mentioned, is to get into brain and heart coherence. So I like to use and simplify all of this by referring to a Wi-Fi router, if we were to use that analogy. So getting into brain-heart coherence is like turning your Wi-Fi router on, step one. Okay, no signal, no connection. Surprise, this means you need to meditate. If you thought that you were going to manifest and skip meditation, not happening in here, not happening in the true quantum manifestation formula. Meditation is the space where true brain and heart coherence exists. And why does a meditation work? Because our thinking brain is operating in what we call high beta, which is the brainwave state of stress. Majority of people live here and they don't even know it. And this is because of our society. If you just logically think, critically think for one moment about all of the things that capture our attention every day and can activate our heart into an unsteady heartbeat, anxiety, stress, worry, your boss sending you an email. The notification can even do that on your phone, right? So many things can put us out of brain-heart coherence because we're actually operating in a brainwave state that is incoherent, aka high beta. So when you meditate, when you sit yourself down, you breathe into your heart and you still the mind, you are able to move into a space that is slower and lower brainwaves, which allows you to tune into yourself and enter into the quantum field, which is equivalent to the theta brainwave state. Okay? You don't need to know all of this, but it's nice to know all of this so you understand the why and you can really ground it into practicality rather than this floaty idea of manifestation. Okay? And also, when you have a why on why you are meditating, it allows this practice to be something that you can train yourself to do. Okay? Wait, let me go to the next slide here because I want to talk about meditation quickly. So, how do you meditate? I think that we live in a world where there's a lot of misconceptions about meditation. A lot of people will ask me, Jade, what do you think about when you meditate? Jade, I can't sit there for more longer than 5 minutes because I'm thinking about this, this, and this, and this. Good. Sit there. Allow yourself to sit there and constantly bring yourself back over and over and over and over again. That is meditation. If we could all skip that part and just go into eternal bliss and be in the still point at any point when we close our eyes, we wouldn't need to meditate. We could just close our eyes and be there. We have to go through that process of guiding our attention back, just like a dog, right? The dog is constantly just, oh, and you have to go bring it back with a treat. That's essentially what you are doing to yourself in this meditation practice so that you can gain control of your awareness. Gain control of your awareness, and you will be the master at being able to send your energy where you want it to go. So you must go through that process of bringing your attention back over and over again when the thoughts take you somewhere else. And it's so simple. It's actually a very simple process. Breathe, move back into your heart. Breathe, move back into your heart. And it's going to be really, really uncomfortable. I remember when I first started meditating, oh man, I don't know how long ago this was, but when I first started, but when I really took it seriously, I would say the first like at least 6 months was discomfort, pure discomfort of just thinking, am I doing this wrong? How do I do this? I'm constantly thinking about work. I'm constantly thinking about this stressful conversation I need to have. Like, what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. That's actually all right. It's all perfect. Because eventually, once you let your brain do its thing and you guide yourself back enough times, you're going to be able to sit in a place that is stillness for you. And this is a skill. I think that people often think meditation is something that you either can do or you can't. There's no room for growing into meditation. Yes, there is. Everyone, especially now in this Western world, and you need to be trained to meditate. And you need to train your brain and your mind to sit with yourself in meditation because it's uncomfortable. But once you get over that uncomfortableness, it becomes more and more comfortable. And I used to not be able to sit down for 5 minutes. Now I meditate for an hour and a half sometimes. This is just a skill you develop. And I know when I am in coherence, I can feel it. This is a question I got asked, okay? Let me go back actually, I'll answer it in a moment because we're going to get there. Okay, so you must meditate. Let me go back for one moment. You must meditate. And I did just simply say, find stillness, sit down. I recommend sitting down if you are practicing, because if you lie down, you're going to fall asleep, and that is going to bypass the whole point of being in the still point. And you can focus on your heart, placing attention in your center of your chest and just breathing through your heart over and over again. Slow your breath down. And this is what is going to allow you to move into a restful state and a peaceful, safe space to create. We cannot create from a place of survival. We cannot create from fear, anxiety, worry. Okay? We must overcome those emotions by settling ourselves down and gaining control over our attention. And then from there, you direct your energy into what it is you want. Step one. I love this little meme here. If you've ever seen The Notebook, where she just can't answer what she wants, that's what majority of people are at. And that is not going to work for the quantum field. You must know a clear intention of what you desire when you are in the essence of manifestation. Because if you don't know, then how do you expect the quantum field to know what you want? It doesn't read your mind, unfortunately. So going back to that Wi-Fi kind of analogy, it is like you're typing in your username and you're trying to connect into the signal that you want to connect into. Okay, so you must know what you want. And I always say present tense. Write or affirm your intentions, your goals, your desires in present tense. That's very, very, very important, because I wish, I hope, I think that's not conviction. That's not clarity. That's not in the present. That's a dream. We are in the energy of commanding our reality. We are in the energy of being so fully knowing that we can do this, that there's no room for doubt. The moment you let doubt come in, it will cancel your manifestation and it will create doubt. It'll just create doubt in the field. It'll create doubt with everything. So you must be free of doubt and command it into reality. I am manifesting $10,000 into my life. I am manifesting $500 in 24 hours. I am receiving. I have received. We want it to be in the present or already done. So I am the two most powerful words in the universe of all, because it is establishing your energy, your presence, your awareness on where it goes. I am. I am. I am. I am. And I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and the guy that was on it, he said that if you write down your goal, simply just write it down, there is a 43% higher chance that you will achieve it versus not writing it down. So getting clear on what it is that you want is step 2. After you are in that brain-heart coherence. And simply put, after you have stilled yourself and sat with yourself and you feel like you can clearly connect with your intention, that's where you want to be at. Okay, step 3. So this is basically, you've typed in your username. So you've turned on the signal by entering into brain and heart coherence, and you're in meditation. You've entered your username by getting clear on your intention. Now it's time to put in the password and really open up that signal. This is the elevated emotion phase. This is the secret key that unlocks your connection. Without the emotion, the intention will not connect. Without the emotion, a thought is a airy, fluffy thought, because we are emotional beings. And emotion is what drives our state of being. For example, Yesterday, I was in a lower frequency because my state of being was experiencing grief. And that's okay. Not the time to create. It's the time to feel and process and be, but not the time to create. Today, I am in a very high vibrational state because I'm stoked on life and I'm in joy, in love, in freedom. And as you can see, according to this beautiful diagram here, you'll see that our survival emotions, aka pain, victimization, shame, guilt, fear, this is keeping us tense. It's keeping us in the low vibration. And the elevated emotions such as bliss, freedom, love, joy, appreciation, gratitude, they're operating faster, which means they're going to blast off. Okay? So let's say, go back to that abundance one. I am manifesting, or I received $500 in 24 hours. You have to supercharge that with one of the high vibrational emotions and actually feel it. You can't just be like, I manifest $500 and I'm feeling abundant. No. You have to actually become it. You have to actually feel it. You have to summon and generate that feeling within you. So again, people ask me, how do I feel this when I haven't felt joy in a while or something like that? Totally fair. Two ways. One, you can reflect on a time where you felt joy, love, happiness, anything, an experience in your past, or someone that makes you feel that way or brings out that emotion within you, anything that you can draw on to bring into the now to cultivate that emotion you want to do. Or you can go the opposite way and imagine what it would feel like in the future to be in joy, to receive whatever it is that you desire. So you might not feel abundant from something in your past, but if you can generate that feeling of abundance thinking about receiving $500 in 24 hours, that's what you supercharge it with. Okay? Hope that makes sense because we want to generate the feeling from within us. And in order to do that, you can use something outside of yourself, aka a memory or a future reality. I personally like to use a past memory, someone, something, an experience, a person to cultivate the feeling. And then if I'm trying to elevate into something like joy, I might just put on a smile while I'm in meditation and really feel it, smile, feel it, breathe into my heart and really feel what love feels like. And I genuinely believe that at the root of all of our manifestations, really all we desire is freedom. Freedom from freedom in finances, freedom in time, freedom in location, freedom from responsibility, freedom to choose, freedom for free will. I think freedom is actually the basis of a lot, if not all, manifestations. So if you can move into the place of generating the feeling of freedom, of already having your manifestation, that is a great way to supercharge your clear intention and get it sent back to you by the quantum field and mirrored back to you. Okay? That's step 3, elevated emotion. How are we doing, everyone? Are we here? Are we with me? Are you understanding? Is it hitting? Do you love it? Somebody out there type yes. Okay, step 4. This is all about gratitude. So as I said, we're going to go back. You're going to get into brain heart coherence. You are going to have a clear intention. You are going to elevate into the emotional field that you want to cultivate, such as love, joy, bliss, freedom, gratitude. And then at the end, you are going to sink into gratitude as this is the place where you receive. Okay? So now you have made the connection with the quantum field. You have stated your intention. You have stated what you want. You have felt an elevated emotion and broadcasted that signal out. Now it is time to receive it. Now it's time to tell the universe, yes, I am the one who is going to receive it with grace, with love, with joy. I am here and I am open. And the way to do that is to sit in gratitude of already receiving it. That's it. It's actually a very, very, I know it's a lot to take in because there's a lot of knowledge that I'm just spewing at you right now, but it's actually a very simple method. And I will run you through, we're very close to that, run you through a session to where you can put this all in practice. Okay? So gratitude is the attitude, everybody. Once you are in communication with the quantum field, once you have made it clear what you want, you've felt it, you've seen it, and you've loved it, and you've sent it out, you must act as if it's already happened and have gratitude for it already happening. That's the key. And the reason why this is so important, there's a lot of ways to explain this, but one of them is the reason why it's so important for you to feel gratitude as if it's already happened is because you are priming your body and priming your now. Your body doesn't know, your mind doesn't know what's past, what's future, it doesn't know. Time doesn't exist to you. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. The now is the only one that exists, the only moment. So you can use that to your favor. And by sitting in the visualization of you already having what you want, that's all your mind and body knows. And that emotion, that frequency, is what is attracting it to you. That's it. It's amazing because you are literally creating the reality in the moment during this visualization. And then that is what is going to magnetize it to you into the reality and happen. And your body is going to be like, oh, yeah, of course this is happening to me. Of course this is aligning for me because I already felt it. I already know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time when. That's the level you want to get with your manifestations. That's the level of conviction, of belief, of knowing that you want to get with your manifestations, is to say to yourself, I've already lived this. I've lived it in my manifestation. I've lived it in my meditation. So of course it's going to happen to me. Okay? That's where we want to get into. Okay, so let's run through some examples because a lot of you are manifesting different things in this, but I chose the 3 most common ones so that we can actually put this into practice because it is, again, a lot of information that I am spewing. So let's say that you are manifesting abundance. Your intention, step 1, well, step 1 is to get into brain and heart coherence, as we know. Step 2, your intention. Maybe it's, I am earning $10,000 a month in my business. Or maybe it's, I receive 5 new clients next month. Or maybe it's, I'm calling in a business investor. Whatever it is that your intention, maybe it's money, maybe it's clients, maybe it's just a general abundance that you want to generate into your life. I like to do that. I love to kind of keep, just like really feel into abundance and see how it manifests in my life. It's been wild to know that and see that come through. So you set an intention. These are just examples of what you can do. Then you supercharge it with a feeling. What does it feel like to earn $10,000 a month in your business? What does it feel like to book 5 new clients? What does it feel like to get a call from your business investor saying, I want your company, or I'm willing to invest in you because I believe in you. Here's $500,000. Whatever it is that you are generating and desire in the abundance, what does it feel like? Normally, it's going to come down to gratitude or freedom. And then the step of gratitude is to see yourself receiving it. See yourself and say, thank you so much for this $10,000 a month I'm receiving in my business. Thank you. Thank you so much to the 5 clients. And you can visualize yourself saying thank you to them. You can visualize yourself getting a deposit in your bank account for $10,000 and saying out loud, thank you. Thank you so much. Or thank you to yourself for taking charge of your life and investing in yourself and saying yes and creating your reality. Say thank you and feel it. Feel that gratitude within you, because that is what is going to signal to the universe, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm open, and it's already mine. It's already done. Let's say that you are manifesting your soulmate. And I have literally done this one. Actually, the last one here, abundance, I was creating a video. I was creating a video, a YouTube video that was describing how to generate more clients in your business, because someone asked me if I could create a video that explains how to manifest more clients. So I literally wrote in this video, I did the manifestation method that I'm teaching you right now. And I wrote down, I will manifest 5 new clients in my business, in my course. And I only had like 3 people register. This was before. And I got 5 new clients that month, which if you looked at my track record, that wasn't in the projections. So it works. Okay, soulmate. I've also done this one. And let's say that your intention is, I am in a healthy relationship with someone who is loyal, loving. You can go on and on. The list goes on and on of what you desire in your soulmate. You can get as specific as you want. I even put down like what I wanted in looks wise. I said blue eyes, tatted. That's what I got. So be intentional with what you want. And I want to highlight that I was very, very particular with my characteristics of what I wanted, and they were all checked off. So I am in a healthy relationship with someone who is loyal, loving, generous. I don't know what it is that you desire, but that is something that you can write out. And then what is the feeling? So you want to think of yourself already in that relationship. What does it feel like to be in that relationship with them? For me, these were the feelings I generated when I was in this meditation: love, safety, laughter, fun, joy, happiness. I imagine us traveling together, because these are the things that I love to do. And I wanted my partner to do them with me, traveling together. For me, it was living in a van together. These type of things. I love to be nomadic, so that's what I envisioned. But the feeling is the most important part, and I was broadcasting out and generating love within me, safety, bliss. And then you thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you so much for this partnership that I am in. Thank you so much that I've found my soulmate. Thank you so much that I have attracted this person who is loving, loyal, safe, and loves me unconditionally. Thank you. This is it. Very, very, very simple. I hope that these examples make it or show you how simple the process actually is, but it is something that needs repetition and practice. Okay, last one for the examples. Let's say some people in this were wanting to manifest a dream job. So for me, this is my manifestation, and you can implement it with anything, any job that you want, but you want to get specific for this one. I am a manifestation guide, coaching 5 clients a month on how to free their mind from limitations, working 4 hours a day, making X amount of money. You could be as specific as you desire. The only thing you really don't have control over is the how it's going to manifest in your life, and the when, because time doesn't exist in the quantum field. It's beyond space and time. We're the only ones that live in time. So you can be as specific as you want with your job. Talk about how many hours you want to work. Talk about the culture of your company, the actual position you want to work. Are you managing a team? Do you work for a team? Whatever it is that you desire, you can create with your intention. So get creative. And then what will you feel like when you are approached with this job? What do you feel like when you are working this job? How does it feel like to move through your day? To only be working 4 hours a day, to be making $10,000 a month, to be whatever it is that you desire, feel it. That's the most important part. And then gratitude. Again, that's just the sign off, right? Think of it as like the little sign off and signature of this communication with this quantum field. You sign it off with gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much for receiving this opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm living my dream job. Thank you so much. I get to impact people and change their life. Thank you so much. I get to free their minds from limitations and allow them to live a free life, filled with empowerment and power, knowing that they are the creators, you know? I hope you're getting the idea of this, because this is really how to apply all of this. Okay, we're going to go over, we're almost done here. We got frequently asked questions, and then we're going to run through a little meditation and put it all into practice so you can feel it, and then we are complete. So these are the questions that I got. Again, if you have any questions right now and you want to drop them in the chat, then I'm happy to go over them. So how do I balance my spiritual practice with the pressures of life? Now, this one is really about prioritizing you. This is about prioritizing your life. It's about waking up an extra hour early. It's about setting time aside and stop doom scrolling, or really just checking your priorities and seeing how you are sharing your energy in your life and where you can put that energy into your spiritual practice. It is challenging and it does go through waves, but if you meditate consistent enough, you will look forward, and I promise you, you will look forward to your meditations. If you meditate long enough and you're in this field of manifestation, you will look forward to creating your reality. You will look forward to feeling. You will look forward to sitting yourself down and meditating. It will happen. So my answer is to prioritize and really be diligent with where you are spending your energy now and sharing it, because it's really important to rearrange all of that so that you prioritize what it is that makes you feel the best and most connected, which is your spiritual practice. Okay, I got this question so often. How do I feel the quantum field? Now, there really is nowhere, no destination. There's no destination with the quantum field. Personally, how I feel the quantum field is me just being in my heart space, me just breathing into my heart. And I think that the more that you are chasing a feeling and have an expectation of what the quantum field will feel like, it's going to take you away from getting there. So don't worry about what it feels like. There might be a time where it connects and you experience lightness or coherence or sensation. Maybe that's the feeling. I think everyone's different, or there's no feeling at all and you're just being. But either way, don't worry about it, because there's really no one answer as to how someone could feel the quantum field, if we could feel it at all. Okay, how do I overcome self-doubt and fear? That is a beautiful question, and one that is really requires you to step into your power, because self-doubt and fear is an illusion. Think about if we were born without any self-doubt and no fear. Think about how you would move in this life without self-doubt and self-fear, and then start acting in that way and building up enough evidence and love and trust in yourself to overcome the fear. Essentially, as this beautiful quote is that I might ruin, I don't know how it goes, but feel the fear and do it anyway. That's courage. So have the courage to feel fear and do it anyway and prove to yourself. And that self-doubt and that fear will get smaller and smaller, and eventually you are going to believe in yourself enough to move forward and continuously move forward. It is a practice. Okay, I'm just going to answer one more because I do want to get into this meditation first and foremost. This is a great one. Why do my manifestations take so long? I understand. I do get asked this quite a lot. Why do my manifestations take so long? Well, one, we don't operate. We operate in time, but our manifestations don't. They don't know. They're not being like, okay, in about 30 days, I'm going to send her the $10,000 that she's looking for. Oh, in about 12 days and 12 hours, I'll send her her soulmate. No, no. It's about how much attention, energy, and magnetism have you sent that manifestation. That's what I believe, is that the more that you are able to drop in and send a stronger signal out for that manifestation to the quantum field, it will magnetize stronger, right? So you want to become the magnet. And additionally, instant manifestation is a thing. I'll prove it. When you think about someone and they text you, or when you, I don't know, think about a person and they walk by and you're like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I was just thinking about you and I haven't seen you in 5 years. There's signs every day that we are instant manifestors. But I think we've just put on this barrier and this idea that we need to wait for something. It can't just instantly appear in our reality. It can, and it will, if you believe it. And if you clear that limitation, that it's going to take time, right? So the how long is actually not really in our field and in our power. We do have the power to instantly manifest, but it's as strong as you are making the signal, and it's really on the divine intelligence time. It's on their time, not ours, because they don't operate in time. Or they, whoever they is. I meant the field doesn't operate in time. Maybe it's a person, who knows. Okay, so let's just put this all into practice. If you are still with me, please join me in this one. Okay, so what we're going to do is just let everything that I just shared with you go. Just let it go, because all you need to do is breathe into your heart space and listen to this guidance. So let's get in a seated position, or if you want to lie down, you're more than welcome to. It's going to be short, so you probably most likely won't fall asleep. Either way, get into a comfortable position. Close your eyes down. Soften your shoulders. Maybe even just shake them out. Just let it all go. Take a big breath in through the nose, all the way in and up. And then sigh that out. Maybe even bring your shoulders up with you on this one. Inhale all the way in. Bring your shoulders up. Crunch, 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 crunch to the ears. Exhale, big sigh. One more time. Allow yourself to completely relax here. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, fully let go. Softening, completely relax. 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 Just simply be here now. Let your breath become longer, deeper, slower. Meaning your exhales are slower. They just soften your body completely. Anytime that mind moves away, pull it back. And guide your awareness down into your heart space, the center of your chest, and breathe into that. Feel how much space is in and around your chest. Feel how much potential. Feel all the infinite possibilities for you to create with. This energy, this space within your chest. Breathe it in. And allow your attention to rest here. Continuously focusing on your heart. You let your breath move through the nostrils, down through the heart space as you feel it. Breathe through you. and breathe through this space. Continue to feel your breath move through this heart space, knowing that every breath you take allows you to be more in coherence, to be more in harmony in your mind and body. Doesn't need to feel like anything. All you have to do is focus on your breath and let it move through that heart center. Feel the breath slowing down. Feel the mind becoming more in tune, more connected with the heart. Feel the breath slowing down, moving through this heart center. Feeling your mind and brain connect into your heart space. Again, big breath in through the nose, down through the heart space, settling your awareness in this place. Feeling all of that rich, beautiful potential, all of that energy waiting for you to influence it with the information that you desire. I want you to invite in a clear intention, a statement, a declaration of what you want to manifest. Perhaps you want this to be manifested within a week, on your time. Let this be an experiment. Declare what you want now. Breathe it into the heart space. Now it's time to believe in yourself. It is time to feel what that vision of the future feels like. Call in an emotion such as joy, gratitude, happiness, freedom. Think of a time where you felt the most amount of joy and invite that into the body. Maybe a smile shows up on the face as you become pure joy, pure love, pure gratitude. Breathing into the heart space, letting that emotion flood into the chest. I invite you to visualize or imagine yourself already receiving that intention you set out. What does it look like for you to be in your vision of the future. What does it look like for you to receive your manifestation now? Just feel what it feels like to be answered, your prayers to be answered, your requests to be answered. For you to understand just how manifestation works, and for your manifestations to work immediately, instantly. Your request, your signal has been heard. Breathe that in. Breathe that out. And as you rest in this knowing that you have been gifted, that you have actually created this gift, this opportunity, this abundance, this relationship. You have influenced energy in the quantum field, and it has manifested into your reality now. Can you invite in that feeling of gratitude and deep appreciation for having exactly what you asked for? Feel that gratitude and appreciation lingering in the body, flooding the heart space. Breathing, feeling, thank you. Thank you. Any doubt goes out the window. You know that it is already yours because you see it, you feel it. It is already done. Say thank you. And just allow yourself to linger back into this space. Okay, so that is essentially a very short way to implement the steps that we went over. Normally, actually, this is a great question to go over. A lot of people ask me, how long do you meditate for? How long should I meditate for? I believe that you should meditate for as long as it takes for you to feel like you have connected, for as long as it takes for you to feel that when you leave that meditation, you are changed. And that might be a change in your state where you entered anxious and you leave in peace. It might be where you enter in fogginess and you leave in clarity. It might be where you breathe into gratitude and all of a sudden you're releasing and you're crying, and that's the exit. For as long as a shift is occurring within you, that's how long you meditate for. And it might be 10 minutes one day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. And you can always start small, right? Train yourself to, with that awareness, train it to come back into your heart space over and over again and focus on breathing into your heart for 10 minutes. And then the next week, do 20 minutes. And then the next week, do 25 minutes. This is a training program. And this is how you commit to being the creator of your reality, is you have to make some changes. And those changes are going to be sitting yourself down, feeling, breathing, and following these steps in order to create your reality. Because you cannot create the reality of the future without changing something right now. And what I mean by that is your energy, changing your energy. And how do we do that? We sit in the quantum, we sit in the meditation, we sit in the stillness, and we elevate. And we choose the frequency and information that we broadcast out. This is conscious creation. A lot of us are creating unconsciously, subconsciously, on autopilot. That's why a lot of us are repeating our past over and over again, because we're not consciously creating our future. So, depends how committed you are to creating your future. Depends how committed you are to consciously creating your future, is how long you sit yourself down and meditate for. But I would start with 15 minutes and then increase from there. It really depends, okay? Alrighty. I am so grateful for everyone to join here, and I know that there's a limited amount of people on here. We did have 78 people. I also want you to know that I manifested. So I only have 2 followers on my Instagram. I just started my Instagram like a week ago, and then I decided to host this masterclass. And I said to myself, I was visualizing myself having 50 people on this call. I was thinking about 50 people, what it would feel like to jump on and be like, oh my gosh, I have 50 people, and all that gratitude and joy and sharing and creating and everything that went with it. And I thought, it might not be this call, it might be the next call. But here we are with 70 people 78, I think, signed up for this. So, and that was probably a unlikely situation given analytics and numbers and such, right? So anything is possible. Everything is possible. And go go beyond what you think is possible. Times it by 10 and then manifest that, because you're probably limiting yourself in your capabilities and your potential. All right, thank you so much for joining. And for those who are seeing this in the recording, thank you so much for staying. And I apologize for not being able to get that link to you. I will figure that out. I just changed systems, so I will figure it out for next time. And I do have additional supports. For example, I have a one-on-one guidance program, which is a 30-day one-on-one personalized quantum leap mentorship. It is live calls with me, techniques and somatics and breath work and meditation, customized meditations, and you'll get access to me for 30 days. So if you want to have one-on-one mentorship with me and we really dive into changing your energy, personalized to you and what you want to manifest, what your limitations are, what we're overcoming, and we can really dive into subconscious beliefs, which is a huge blockage, then check that out on a page. I will be sending up a follow-up email for everything. I also have a customized meditation track that I can create for you, as well as a guidebook. It's only 20 bucks. And if you use the Masterclass 30 code, which I again will send to you, it will give you 30% off of that. And the Quantum Manifestation Guide is pretty much everything that we talked about here put into a book. And then it also comes with a 15-minute guided meditation. So you can do the quantum manifestation method, and it is tracked with sound healing and sound bowls that I recorded. No AI was used. I did this all myself. So you know it's going to be a great, beautiful creation. So if you want to start practicing this method, get the guide, and it comes with a 15-minute meditation that you will have to use at any time, any day. Okay? It's yours to keep. So you can check that out, and I will again follow up with an email for you to get access to any of these support and offerings. And I'm so grateful that you are here, and I'm so grateful that you have joined. And I will see you on my sound bowls I do sound healing, and my sound bowls are tuned to 432 hertz, which is a beautiful frequency to get you into that quantum field. And it will definitely allow you to connect deeper. So there's so much intention with the customized meditations and all the meditations I I make. So all is for you, always. I'm here to support you. If you have any questions, email me, reach out. You know where I am and how to get to me. So please email me, and I will send an email afterwards as well. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. You can follow me on the quantum manifestation on Instagram. Just dropped it in there. You can always reach out to me then. Thank you so much. I will send this to everyone so you have every and all information. See you on the flippity flop, everybody. Have a great, beautiful day, night, wherever you are. Thank you.